All right, hello. So I made this new team. It's a really fun team. It's a really cool team. Really quite enjoy it. It's not a joke team. This is actually a 100% complete competitive team. Really enjoy it. It's basically I built it around this Gengar set because I have a really cool set that I really enjoy using, and I just wanted to make a team or kind of to try to go around it. It's really cool. I really like the team. It's a lot more offensive than I usually like to run. I think at least. It's a bit closer to offense than balance, but it is kind of in between there. We've got our defensive core with Gliscor and Umbreon. They're both really good pokes, and we've got a pretty solid offensive core between Gengar and Keldeo. Keldeo smacks things like Tyranitar, Bisharp, Weavile, all strong pursuit users like those. It also deals with Chansey, which this Gengar set at least, it can deal with as well, or at least walls Chansey's and stalls Chansey out of PP, which is good for any team, I guess. Keldeo also smacks things like Scissor, which are strong bullet punch users, and of course, in return, Gengar deals with a lot of fairy types, a lot of psychic types, at least speed ties with a lot of them, and it's just really good in general. It walls so many things in this metagame. It's really, really good. Going over, I might do a move set actually for this Gengar later on. Anyway, looking at his team, he's got a really cool sand team. You don't see sand that often on the ladder. At least I'd say it's a complete sand team. You've got your sand setter, you've got your sand rush user, you've got some steel types, magic guard users. I'd say it's a sand team. Maybe it's just sand plus Excadrill. Maybe that was what he was going with his team, but very cool team. I really like it. Anyway, Scissor pretty much mucks his team other than the Slowbro. So I do need to keep Scissor relatively healthy. Keldeo also does really good against his team. The bad part is my Choice Scarf won't be outspeeding the Excadrill once it's in the sand. Lottie's really powerful, but I do have an Umbreon. I just need to make sure to keep it healthy. And this could be an issue if it starts Calm Minding. This could be an issue if it starts Calm Minding. And this would be an issue if I let it set up a lot. But otherwise, it should be perfectly fine to deal with. So jumping into the battle, Scissor is pretty much the best lead against any of his predicted leads in Tyranitar or Clefable, or even Scissor of his own. I'm going to Bullet Punch first turn. I don't want to overpredict and have him go for Flamethrower, Fire Blast, or even Stealth Rocks on me U-turning. We realize that he's a competent player as he goes straight into Slowbro. I pull into Manectric, and he goes for Flamethrower, so he's not the Calm Mind set, and he goes for Leftover, so he's not the Mega, so it's not really scary. I'm free to just Volt Switch out as he goes to Tyranitar here. He might probably went to Tyranitar hoping to catch the Overheat and then double into Manectric, try and catch the Volt Switch, but no reason not to Volt Switch. Going to Scissor here, and I'm just gonna be able to U-turn out of there. If I knew he was going into Excadrill, I would have just gone for Superpower, and things would have been a lot simpler. But I'm able to U-turn and break the Air Balloon, which means Gliscor is going to be able to pretty much terrify him out, because I can wall him and I can Earthquake and kill him. So I'm just going to U-turn on the Slowbro coming out, and I just go right back into Manectric. Now, here, I convinced myself that he was totally going to make the risky play, and in all honesty, he could have made the risky play and gone into Excadrill, but he didn't. He went into Lottie. Overheat does actually quite a lot of damage, considering all things considered, as he pulls into Lottie. I go into Umbreon because Umbreon's the only thing on my team that can pretty much take this on, because it could have HP Fire for Scissor, and even if it doesn't have HP Fire, like a Life Orb, Thunderbolt, or Surf, or something like that, it's still going to deal a lot of damage. He goes Clef here, and I Wish, and that's not good because I don't really want to stay in here on a potential setup, but I have no recipients to pass it into, so that was kind of bad on my part. He's got Rocks, so but I mean, another thing is he doesn't see what my item is because of the Wish, because the leftovers, the Black Sludge doesn't actually recover. So that's also kind of nice. I pull into Keldeo here, predicting the Tyranitar, which is exactly what he goes for. Then I double to Manectric, expecting him to go to Slowbro, and that doesn't work out for me because he goes to Clef. It doesn't work out bad for me in any way, but he doesn't go to what I wanted him to go to. So I just Volt Switch out into Scissor as he goes for Moonblast. I could have just gone for U-turn here, but stealth hazards really wear down this team, so I'm just going to take this as my best opportunity to defog. That's exactly what I do. Rocks are out of the way. That's quite nice. I am banded, so I can't U-turn that time. Flamethrower doesn't do very much to Umbreon. Umbreon is at 51%, so it still can take a Draco Meteor from Lottie, so I'm just going to Baton Pass because I really need to catch that Fable. I go into it now, and I'm going to expect him to predict the U-turn this turn and try to set up Stealth Rock, so I'm able to catch the Clef that turn, which is really good. He goes Excadrill to scare me out because he can clearly see that I'm banded, and he's able to catch my Gliscor coming in, and that's really bad because I don't have a switch into Lottie. Lottie's ridiculous. Umbreon gets 2-hit KO'd, so I have to go Umbreon here because I couldn't switch there. I wish. I expect him to go for anything but a bug move because I could protect, I could pass. I expect knockoff, Swords Dance, Roost, anything like that, but I don't expect the bug move. He's Mega, he's got knockoff, so he could still be the Swords Dance set, but after seeing Roost, he's not. We can clearly see he's not the Swords Dance set, especially after seeing the U-turn. So this isn't a threat; it's more of a bulky Pokemon. So I still have to watch out for that, but it shouldn't be. I don't have to be afraid of it setting up or anything. Now that Umbreon's at enough health, I am able to come in and take the Draco and be able to heal the turn after. Bit of a shame that I've lost leftovers because, well, chip damage is going to be I'm going to be taking a lot of chip damage from a lot of things. So I'm able to get back up to full again with Umbreon, which is quite nice. I could have pulled Keldeo here, and honestly, hindsight probably would have been a bit better, but I did want Keldeo to be a bit. I did want Keldeo to have enough HP to be able to 1v1 that Scissor if need be late game. So I'm just going to U-turn here out on the Scissor. Funny story. I actually thought that I actually thought the Tyranitar was faster than me, so that's why whenever I went for Bullet Punch or U-turn on the Tyranitar, I thought it was a good play, and I was like, oh yeah, look at me go. But yeah, so best move for me to go for here was U-turn, and I didn't go for it because I thought I was slower, and that's bad. Not good at all. A U-turn on the Slowbro would have done a lot of damage. I mean, it has a regenerator, but it would have done a lot of damage. We got the crit burn here. The crit was nice for him, but the burn was nice for me. It basically means my Umbreon's going to be pretty useless this game, but passing the burn off to Slowbro was actually quite crucial this game. So I'll take losing my Umbreon for being able to kill the Slowbro. Now I Baton Pass out here because I'm an idiot, and that was a horrible play on my part. I didn't really have any reason to Baton Pass because I could have just wished and either passed it off or protected the next turn. So I go back into Umbreon, and he predicts me going back into Umbreon, and he's able to just finish me off with Scissor. So that sucks. My defensive core is completely fallen. He goes out in Slowbro here. He's leftovers again. He's not Assault Vest or Mega. So I go into Gengar here, and that's easily going to scare him out. I'm just going to set the sub because I pretty much know Tyranitar is in, but there's no reason pulling Keldeo because he could just go straight Slowbro after that. And I'm able to burn the Tyranitar, which means Tyranitar is not really a threat anymore. The only thing scary about Tyranitar is the fact that I can set up the sand. So I'm able to sub down this turn, waste another turn of sand. He keeps going for Pursuit, which means he's not going to predict me to disable, which is good. And I disable here, of course. To disable the Pursuit means I'm allowed to get a free switch, waste another turn of sand, and this is why sub-disable Gengar is so good, because you're able to you're able to check, not check, but you're able to switch out of Pursuit Trap users, which is very good. So pulling Keldeo here, I'm just going to be able to finish off with Scald. Sandstorm is up for another few turns, so Excadrill is going to be able to outspeed me. I have to sack something. Retrospect probably should have sacked Scissor, but I did kind of want that priority in the back. I get what I wanted to do here though was if I sacked Manectric, I'd get the Intimidate on Excadrill, and then pulling back into Keldeo, I'd trick him into thinking that I thought I could live an Earthquake. So I was able to go straight back into Gengar. He probably would have went for Earthquake either way, because obviously Ironhead wouldn't have killed. And Sandstorm's done, so Yeah, Gengar just comes in. With the Intimidate and the Burn, Ironhead does very, very little. I disable. I don't really want to play around with rolls, seeing if it would break my sub, and he's got Rock Slide, so again, I don't want to play around with rolls. I don't really want to see if Rock Slide breaks the sub. I didn't really want to take too much time and do a calc, but based on Ironhead damage, it's possible that Rock Slide wouldn't have killed. I sub here because I could be wrong, but no, I don't know. I sub here just to see what he's going to do. He's going to Psyshock next turn anyway, so there's no reason in disabling. I'm able to cleanly take out the Slowbro with Hex. Again, that burn was quite nice. I ended up losing the speed tie here, which is unfortunate because I would have killed the Lottie, and then I'm pretty sure I would have taken a Bullet Punch from a defensive Scissor. But I can just go into my Scissor here, and he actually switches, but I'm choice banded Scissor, so that's not really going to be able to switch in at that point. So I am able to take him out, which is really good. Even if he killed my Scissor, I did have Scarf Keldeo to clean up at that point, which, yeah, no, really good. Banded Scissor is just able to take it out. So I made like maybe 2 or 3 misplays that game. His biggest misplay was switching into Scissor that time. But I believe that I had Keldeo healthy enough that I would have been able to beat the Scissor one-on-one, which is what I wanted, which is why I needed to keep Keldeo alive. Because he only had knockoff, Bullet Punch, U-turn, right? So all 3 of those, obviously, I resist. So pretty sure I could have taken any one of those hits plus I'm pretty sure I could have taken like a knockoff plus a Bullet Punch. Pretty sure at least. That's what we're assuming is he stayed in. I killed him with Lottie. He goes into Scissor next turn. What I could do after that, of course, is go into Keldeo on the Roost and then Hydro Pump, because he'd be at about 50%, and I could have Hydro Pumped him. He's most definitely physically defensive. Hydro Pump would have done a lot. Or see, I could have even just Scalded and just gotten the burn. Because as we saw, Scald does 40%, so Hydro Pump should do quite a lot more. Hydro Pump probably should have killed him at that point. After the Roost is what I'm saying. He had Roost up to about 50-60%, and I would probably be range for Hydro Pump. If not, he wouldn't be able to kill me. And even if you got like a crit knockoff, then crit Bullet Punch, we just saw that Scissor's able to take a hit. After a Hydro Pump, I probably would be able to just kill him with a Banded Bullet Punch, or I could just, I don't know, Banded Superpower or something. But either way, well, actually that wouldn't work because he'd Roost. I'd be able to kill him with my last 2 Pokemon anyway. Either way, it was a very good game. I haven't had an actual good game like this in quite a long time. My last 4 games, I believe, consisted of Houndoom flinching my Heatran twice in a row with Dark Pulse when I had Earth Power, so yeah, it did matter. The game after that, Mega Gyarados flinching my Rotom Wash and having it die, because of course I would have killed it with Volt Switch. It didn't have Earthquake, so yeah, the flinch mattered. And oh yeah, I subbed on something, and then he switched into Lopunny, and I went for Will-O-Wisp, and I missed. And I'm like, no big deal. I'll just go for Will-O-Wisp again. And I missed again, so missed 2 Will-O-Wisps in a row. And then there's the game after that. I got flinched twice in a row again, which was annoying. And then the last game, I got frozen by Ice Beam on my Mega Venusaur, and I got frozen for I don't know how I can't say it got frozen for X amount of turns because it just got frozen until it died, which was over 5 turns because Mega Venusaur is so bulky. But yeah, no, I haven't had an actual good game in quite a long time, so I actually really enjoyed this game. It was a really good game. My opponent was very competent. I thought I played it quite well. I made a couple, at least 3 misplays as you saw that game, but again, this is a new team. I'm just trying to get used to it. I'm trying to work out the kinks. It's really fun. It has troubles with a lot of things, but it's really fun, and I really enjoy using it. And I haven't like laddered with it, but I've just played on the ladder, and I've really enjoyed it. It's really fun.